Ho, ho, ho. Hello, guys, and welcome to Miss German Let's Talk. Here we dive into the wildest, funniest, darkest Reddit stories that we can potentially find on the internet. So grab your hot chocolate today, sit back, and let's get right into today's winterly episode. Okay, that was weird. So today is a very special episode. Why? Because we are having a little Christmas special. Yay! With one Reddit user asking the question, Christmas arguments or roasts. What are your best or worst Christmas stories? Which could be anything, right? Like family, drama, some general money worries, or whatsoever. I want to know what are your worries or what are the best things you've ever experienced. So let's get right into today's video. We have one user who said, I remember that the people down the road from us used to have a party on Christmas morning. Everyone would go, the kids would play with their new toys, and the adults would drink. The host used to go around with a bottle of whiskey, topping up everyone's glasses. Of course, my dad simply got pissed. When we went home, still in the morning, he managed to stagger upstairs, then fell like a starfish, spread eagle on the bed, and there he stayed for the rest of Christmas. My mom was angry. I remember sitting at the table with her slamming sprouts onto our plates. I sat there feeling sick. Eat your dinner, she yelled, and I stuffed the sprouts in, with each one sticking in my throat. I hate being a kid at the mercy of adults. Listen, my guy, it might be difficult, okay? Like, there is a very simple solution to that. Just don't go down that Christmas party anymore if everybody from the adults starts drinking, and just enjoy your time with your family, because that's the whole point of Christmas, right? Getting into the Christmas mood, being with your friends, your family, your loved ones, the ones you care, because you have in January to go back to work and do all the things again, and then you have all those things that you want to achieve during January, because everybody comes in and it's like, oh my god, it's January, new year, new me. And then after a month, they quit all the goals that they have, and they will be frustrated and they will be working. So just enjoy the time that you have with your family. Let's go to the next story. Saying, my ex's brother went home in a huff and didn't speak to him again for 6 months after my ex called him Voldemort on Christmas morning. I nearly died laughing. Well, okay, I gotta say, that's actually really funny. And it's worth saying, actually, that both of these men, over 40 at the time of the offense, and the Huffy brother had to be driven home by his mom in a state of high dudgeon before we could eat dinner. We are laughing. We are laughing a lot. Thank you for the story. It's a nice one. I really enjoyed that. Light up our days, guys. Another story saying, much younger, one Christmas day, my sister decided it would be the perfect time to tell me she'd started dating a man it fancied for ages. I was not happy with her. I had enough to drink to tell her just how unhappy I was. At the end of the day, she did nothing wrong, but it did hurt. At the time, I was furious. Well, listen, she did it on Christmas Day, and she wanted to like bring the good spirits in maybe and be like, yo, I'm dating this man, and just wanted to tell you guys, tee. So oh my gosh, guys, you need to be more happy with your families during Christmas. Please be it. You never have your family for long, right? The time I came down with flu on Christmas morning for the third year in a row. Okay. Thanks, customer service job. Okay. Be happy with that you have a job. I was at my sister's, shaking, aching, sensitive to light, and a fever. She came into our room at 7 a.m. and screamed at me for not being cheerful. I would too. I stayed in bed and cried all day. Oh, okay. That's not nice. My then husband didn't speak to me all day. There is a reason he's an ex. Oh, that's actually really sad. Many years later, we have learned to protect our peace. The news, well, not so new, husband and our child stay home. No traveling, no guests, unless our year for New Year's Eve. We visit either before or after Christmas instead. We do call our parents for, oh, and I'm no contact with my sister. My girl, I am kind of sorry that you, in the third year in a row, had the flu on Christmas. It's the worst time of the year to actually have the flu. Like, that seemed like to me you were really cursed, and I'm really sorry that this happened. But the worst part of it, I think, it was the ex-husband who didn't talk to you all day on Christmas. That is actually really, really sad. And if someone is not cheerful for Christmas, okay, let's be real talk, guys. Okay, let's be honest. If someone is not cheerful, just ask them what's wrong and try your best to help that person. If the person wants some space, give them some space. Because also, being with the family sometimes means on Christmas Eve to respect their space and to respect them and whatever they wished for, right? Next story. Couple of years ago, I had my brother around for Christmas dinner for reasons. Somehow cooking for one extra person really stressed me out as I'm trying to plate stuff up while he's standing in the kitchen waiting to help take stuff through the dining room. He said, "You're not going to have a Christmas meltdown like mom always did, are you?" Readers, in that moment, I knew why my mom always had a Christmas meltdown. I screamed, "Get out of my fucking kitchen." And each word was punctuated by me throwing something at him: slotted spoon, spatula, colander, etc. So, yeah, that's now in our family catalog of things to take the piss out of each other with. As an added bonus, when we were eating, he said, "This is really nice," in an extremely incredulous voice. Next time he has nowhere to go to Christmas Day, he has sudden starve. Oh, guys, that's really sad. It is actually sad because that's what I'm trying to say. Just respect each other, right? But also be respectful to the person who offers you shelter, who offers you like a good time at Christmas Day, and they are trying anything and everything possible to have a good Christmas dinner, for example, like this lady right now, and then like saying, "Are you gonna have a meltdown too?" That doesn't light up the mood. Maybe just put jingle bells on and then sing all around, dance around, all around. Let's get the party starting, guys. Okay, but let's go into the next story. I helped break up a marriage about 10 years ago. Okay. What are you guys doing on Christmas? Honestly, don't fight. Jeez, what kind of comments do we have here? It was the year I had shingles on my tit. So when I arrived at at the house for dinner, I had a very little fucks to give. MIL, sorry guys, I don't know what MIL means. If it's like the abbreviation for something, but was already drunk and thrust prosecco after prosecco at me. She got quite weepy, was clearly miserable, and she gave me the lowdown on just how shit her marriage was. It's MOL something like stepmother, mother, someone like probably someone who took care of her. I was an open book by this point. I'd already heard a lot of stories from my SO about the prick. You guys need to stop abbreviation, please, guys. His stepdad, but I'd used that term loosely. And I just went to town slagging him off and encouraging her on how to leave, boot him out, keep her money, etc., etc. Stepdad heard our entire conversation and we just didn't stop, but just blandly tearing him apart to his face. To my surprise, So and his sister joined in, and before you knew it, if there was, sorry, it's written it, if there was a 4-year screaming match, and I just sort of slumped on the couch, clutching my tit, watching a family scramble before my eyes. It turns out the stepdad had been having an affair for years, and he left soon after Christmas. My SO. I also don't know what my SO means. My son-in-law maybe still brings it up and high-five me for helping to end the marriage. Maybe all of that was needed was an outside person to not tiptoe around the misery or shingle tit, rock shingle tit. Okay, sorry guys. It's you guys need to sort out maybe problems when Christmas is not around. What about that? Like, have a good time, like if you're like a hardworking man or woman who's like having a hard job and then you want to come down to your family, you just want to enjoy your time. Gosh. Next story. My mom would demand, not ask, that we all stay together all Christmas Day. No phone, no toys, no computer, no distraction, etc. Watch films or do something together. I kind of get that. I do get that. Because, you don't have that much time with your family. Electronics these days are evil, guys. And they keep you watching my YouTube channels that you should definitely subscribe to and like this video and every other video. Just, But, anyways, this leads to resentment because my parents couldn't actually stand being in the same room as us for more than an hour tops. Always halfway through the film, my dad would get bored and walk out to do some job or puff on a cigarette, then not to come back in. That led to my mother having a bitch fit at all of us about how we couldn't even watch a film together. Yet, if the home phone rang, she went off to answer it for hours. Hmm. By the end, my sister and I had watched all the films as requested, then wanted to go do our own thing for a while, at which point my mother would start bitching again that we weren't doing anything as a family. I love those moments with the mothers. Like you offer something and then you do it. They request it, you do it, and then they say, the whole family is not doing it. It's like washing the dishes, for example. Your mom asks you, please could you help in the house, do some chores, do something, and then you do it, and then like some, I don't know, hours or days later it's literally like, oh my god, I have to handle the whole household. Like, what the fuck, I just helped. Like it's the kind of same logic that we're having here. Like, I get the point from the mother too, like, don't get me wrong. Like, I get that the mother wants to have like her children around, her husband and stuff. But if none of them are actually doing it out of free will, like seeing um, the need to be with each other together, and they all want to be, I don't know, alone for a little bit on the Christmas days for maybe 1, 2, 3 hours, then that should be fine. They shouldn't be sticking to each other all the time. But if they don't want to do anything at all at Christmas Day and everybody does each thing, it's kind of sad. So I get the mother, but I also don't get her. But I get her. I do really. Well, next story. I had to go to the hospital on Christmas. My gosh, guys, please be normal. Can't even remember what the injury was now. It was 5 years ago. So my brother took me over. We sat there for maybe lunchtime, and I was let out again at 5ish. When we got home, the rest of the family were just finishing their dinner. I got really offended because they couldn't wait and held a grudge for years after and threw it back at them every day, every year. Oh, you don't really need to do this. I mean, if they're hungry and they were waiting for you, and maybe they didn't know if you were like ready or if you would stay for the night in the hospitals, right? If it was something serious and they just like started eating, it is what it is. And if it's like the Christmas dinner, like who cares? I'm pretty sure they left like some leftovers for you, hopefully. And if not, then just eat alone. That's fine. It's more about you being with your family and the hospital making it sure that you got there for dinner anyways. But just my opinion. Next story. We normally do all right, but still arguments about football and about theater at times. Worst I've experienced is I've lived in Florida, and then my cousins from Leeds went to visit Orlando for 1 week and come back as if authorities on the state. You'd think they've been governors of it half their lives. The way they talk, and I had to correct someone that, yeah, I heard this. I kind of heard those kind of incidences happening from people coming from different states that they're getting to each other, especially when, for example, your aunt is living somewhere else in another state, and then there is you who lives in Orlando, right? There is always like some kind of let's say not similarities. Next story. My mom's father died on Christmas Day when she was 10. Oh gosh, her auntie and cousin were so cruel to her. She hasn't spoken to her cousins in 50 plus years and actively made a point to avoid them in public. 50 years is a very, very long. It's a lifetime. She's absolutely hated Christmas but never would know any different growing up. I've tried to keep some of her traditions alive, but I really can't get into the Christmas spirit this year. She's close to death. I have pneumonia, not even putting a tree up or anything. That is sad. That is really sad. And that was last Christmas, guys. Let us pray for those people. Honestly, like, I didn't expect this episode to be such a downer. Oh my god, guys, please don't have that much arguments. I mean, the question asked was, what are your best and worst stories? Not have like a tremendously worst story coming out every single time you're making, like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, guys. Really, let us pray for each other. Let it be happy. And I really hope that you guys have a good Christmas, and that you love your family, love your dad, love your mom. They're not going to be around for lots. Get on your siblings' nerve because you don't see them as often at one point in your life, maybe. And, be nice to your neighbors, because what is Christmas about at the end of the day? It is about Jesus. It is about family. It is about friends. It's about taking care of each other. So please, guys, do yourself a favor and be nice to each other. And with that said, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for today's stories. I hope you enjoyed this episode. And if you did, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for my channel for more scarier content or funnier content or darkest or the other wild stories that we have. I wish you guys a Merry, Merry Christmas. Stay on your nerves. You got that. I know. Christmas can be difficult for some people, but you got this. We believe in you. And I'll be back soon with more crazy Reddit stories. See you soon. Bye.